everyone, this is just a quick video to help support you with some computer coding. Now today you're going to be doing a dancing animation and some music mixing. These are both tasks that we've had a go at in school, but when we did it at school, we did it in pairs. I want to see if you can have a go at making your own dancing animation and piece of music on Scratch today by yourself. Let's have a look at how it's done. Now the first thing that we need to do is actually get you onto the Scratch program itself. Obviously, since we're not at school, we don't have the pre-bought package on our computer system, but we can use an online version. Go to any browser, like Google, and type in Scratch. Click Enter, and the first page that comes up should be the correct page. It'll say Scratch, Imagine, Program, Share. If you click on this link, it will take you to the Scratch site. When on the Scratch site, all you need to do is click Start Creating, because we need to start creating ourselves. After clicking Start Creating, it'll take you to this page where your programming buttons are on the left, your animation screen is on the right, and in the centre you have your coding platform. As with Scratch in school, you'll start off with this little fellow as your animated sprite. However, if you're not into cute cats, you can always get rid of him using the recycling button at the bottom. Then you can go right to the bottom right, click on the Choose a Sprite option and choose a new sprite of your own. Today I'm going to choose Anina Dance, but you can choose anything that you like, and that'll load her in. Remember, if you click on the animation screen, you can move your sprite around so they're exactly where you want them to be. Additionally, if you're not a fan of a white background, you can always change the stage that your sprite is going to be dancing on by going on the stage option and clicking on the Choose Backdrop button, which is right at the bottom right corner. Here I can choose anything, but I think I'm going to choose my sprite to be dancing on a beach in Malibu because that's where I'd like to be right now. Don't forget though, if you do change your backdrop, you need to click back on your sprite to make sure that you're coding your sprite in the animation and not the background. Now that I've got my sprite and my background the way that I want them, I'm ready to start the coding itself. I'm going to start with the dancing animation because this is the simplest code, and all we're going to do is create a repeating pattern or a repeating sequence. The first thing I need to do is make sure that I have a control button so that when I press this green flag at the top, that's when she starts dancing. To do this, I need to go to my Events section on my programming buttons and click and drag the When Flag Clicked button onto my coding screen. Now to make our character move, we need to make her change position, and the way she changes position in Scratch is by changing costume. Now when we're at school, we have to load in all these costumes by ourselves, but luckily when we're online, if you click the costume button, you'll see that all of her dance moves are already loaded in for you, which is really handy. So, how do I get her to change costumes? Well, I go to the Looks button and I drag on Next Costume. Now, I don't want her to be changing costumes so quickly that I don't get to appreciate the dance moves, so I'm also going to add in, on my Control button section, a little waiting period between each costume change. I think because I want her to dance quite quickly, I'll make this waiting period 0.5 seconds between each costume. Right, let's click the Start button and see if it works. Okay, she changed position, but she only did it once. Let's click the Start button again and see if it works. Well, she's changed position again, but she's not dancing. The reason why she's not dancing is because it's not repeating the code. It's not changing costume again and again and again. We need to add in some repetition into our sequence, and we can do this by either using a repeat block in the control box or what we've used in school, the forever block, which means she'll start dancing forever until we ask her to stop using the stop button. Let's drag that onto our coding screen and put it around the next costume and wait for 0.5 seconds. If we click the green flag again, hopefully it will now work. Perfect, now she's dancing. Now that I've got my animation dancing the way I like it, I need to start doing some music mixing. To do the music mixing, I need to start a brand new code. So I'm going to drag this one over here to leave space for my new coding option. Again, I'm going to need to begin my second code with the When Flag Clicked button, so it knows that it needs to begin when the flag is clicked. Go over to Events and drag the When Flag Clicked button onto your coding screen. Next up, I need to add some sounds. Now, before I actually add the sounds to my code, I need to select which sounds I would like. I'm going to go to my Sounds button up here, And I'm going to get rid of the sounds that are already there. Then if you go right to the bottom left and click the Choose Sound button, I've got plenty of sounds to choose from. You can choose any sounds you like when you make your music, but I think I'm going to stick to the loop section because this already sounds quite musical. And from here, I'm going to have a look and choose a few different options. Don't like that one. That sounds like it could be fun. I quite like that one. Once you've loaded that sound in, you might want to layer your sounds and put more than one sound in to make a proper song. So choose some more. Now I have all the sounds that I want loaded into my sounds column, I can go back to my code and I can begin coding. I'm going to head over to the sound coding blocks, and from there I'm going to start selecting the sounds that I would like. Now there's two different options, start sound or play sound until done. If you want one sound to play over the top of another sound, choose start sound. If you want your sounds to be separated and play one after the other, choose play sound until done. Let me show you what I mean. We'll start with doing play sound until done and having the two sounds separate. If I drag this on and choose my first sound, which I think will be dance space, and then drag a second one on underneath it and choose another sound which I think will be dance energetic, it should play dance space followed by dance energetic. Let's see. It does. However, if I drag those off and choose the start sound buttons instead, with exactly the same songs, then hopefully Dance Space should play over the top of Dance Energetic. Let's see if it works. There you go, they've mixed together, a bit like what a DJ would do. Now, if you want this to play more than once rather than just stopping once it's finished, what you can do is add a repeat block in around it to make a coded loop. Head over to the control section, take a repeat block and put it around the bits that you want to repeat. Be careful how many times they're repeating though, you don't want it to go on for too long. Once you've done this, you might want to add in a new part of your song and choose different sounds. Let's have a go at that now. Oh no, something's gone wrong. Let's see if we can figure it out. Now, when we have a problem in our code and we need to come up with a way to fix it, that's something in computing known as debugging. Let's do some debugging now. My issue seems to be that these sounds start playing at the same time as these sounds. Is there anything I could add to these sounds that will make them stop until these sounds have finished? I think maybe adding a wait block could solve the problem. So I'm going to add this in underneath my repeat block, and I'm going to make it last maybe 8 seconds because I think that's how long the bit at the start goes on for. Let's see if it works now. Right, that's enough of me talking for today. Hopefully you'll really enjoy this task and it'll be a lot of fun for you. If you'd like, there's lots of other things you can do as well. Whether it's adding a second sprite to do some more dance moves, or maybe even changing some of the sounds so they go faster or slower. For example, I hope you have fun either way. See you all soon. And don't forget to send me a picture or video of your completed code.